Have you ever wondered how you could be more productive without feeling like you're running yourself into the ground? If you've ever ended your day feeling exhausted but can't quite put your finger on what you actually accomplished, you're not alone. I hear this from so many working moms. You spend your mornings juggling school drop-offs, rushing to meetings, answering emails between tasks, handling unexpected kid emergencies, and somehow still trying to cook dinner before bedtime. And yet you end the day wondering, did I really move anything forward today? Or was I just spinning in circles? Here's the truth. Busyness is not the same as productivity. Being productive means you're making meaningful progress on what matters most, not just ticking off an endless list of small, draining tasks. And the good news, you can learn how to shift from just being busy to being truly productive, even as a working mom with a schedule that feels impossible. Today I'm sharing 15 productivity tips specifically designed for working moms, practical, real-life strategies you can start using right away. These are the same strategies I've coached other moms through, helping them reclaim their time, reduce overwhelm, and actually enjoy their days again. And I want you to listen through to the very end because the last few tips are the ones most moms overlook and they can make all the difference for you. Tip 1. Start with your energy, not your to-do list. Most working moms wake up and immediately think about their to-do list, but productivity isn't about cramming in more tasks. It's about managing your energy so you can show up fully for what matters. Before you even open your laptop, check in with yourself. Did you sleep well? Have you eaten something nourishing? Even taking 5 minutes to stretch, sip a glass of water, or breathe deeply can set a completely different tone for your day. I worked with a mom named Priya who used to dive straight into email while her coffee brewed. Her mornings felt rushed, frantic, and reactive. She switched her mornings to include 10 minutes of quiet journaling and a quick breakfast before touching her phone. She told me her afternoon stopped feeling like a crash and burn marathon because she started the day with energy, not panic. Remember, if you don't fuel yourself first, you're running on fumes before noon. Tip 2. Define your 3 most important tasks. If you only had time for 3 things today that would move your life or career forward, what would they be? Productivity is about progress, not perfection, and narrowing your focus forces you to work on the tasks with the biggest impact. Melissa, a marketing director and mom of twins, used to fill her day with small tasks because they felt easier to cross off. But she noticed she was ending the week without touching the big project her boss actually cared about. Once she started identifying her top 3 priorities each morning, she not only finished that project early, she also got recognized for her leadership. Your day becomes infinitely more productive when you know exactly what you're aiming for before the distractions start flying at you. Tip 3. Block your time like it's sacred. If you wait for a good time to work on something important, you'll be waiting forever. Kids get sick, emails pile up, and meetings pop out of nowhere. Blocking time for high-priority work means treating it like a doctor's appointment. You wouldn't casually cancel it just because something else came up. Rosa, a customer service manager, blocked 90 minutes every morning for her biggest project. She muted notifications, let her team know she was unavailable unless it was urgent, and refused to check her phone. At first, it felt strange to protect her time so fiercely, but within a month, she was finishing her work early enough to pick her kids up without stress. Tip 4. Learn to say no without guilt. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something important. For working moms, this often means overcommitting at work and at home, volunteering for every school bake sale while also saying yes to unnecessary meetings. Fatima used to volunteer for every extra task because she didn't want to disappoint people, but she found herself staying up late just to keep up with her own work. When she started declining requests that didn't align with her work or family priorities, she found she had more time for both, and surprisingly, people respected her boundaries. Saying no respectfully can actually strengthen your reputation because it shows you value your time and energy. Tip 5. Use micro moments wisely. You don't need hours of uninterrupted time to make progress. Those 10 minutes between meetings or while waiting in the school pickup line can be gold mines. Use them to return calls, review documents, plan your grocery list, or even mentally outline a presentation. Sophie, an HR coordinator, used her commute to listen to industry podcasts. Over time, she became the go-to person for new ideas at her company, which eventually earned her a promotion. Micro moments may not feel like much in the moment, but stacked over weeks, they're game changers. Tip 6. Meal prep to save your evenings. You can't be productive if you're stressed about what's for dinner every night. Setting aside time once a week to prep meals means you can spend your evenings connecting with your kids instead of scrambling in the kitchen. Nina prepped vegetables, cooked proteins, and portioned snacks every Sunday. She said it cut her weekday cooking time in half, and her evenings became calmer and more enjoyable. Not only did she eat healthier, but she also stopped resorting to last-minute takeout, saving both time and money. Tip 7. Automate wherever possible. From scheduling bill payments to setting up auto-ship for household staples, automation frees your mental bandwidth for more important things. Alicia set up automatic grocery deliveries for essentials like milk, bread, and eggs. She estimated it saved her at least 2 hours a week and eliminated those last-minute grocery runs after work. She even automated birthday reminders for friends and family so she could send thoughtful messages without scrambling at the last minute. Tip 8. Create a family command center. A shared calendar, meal plan, and task list in one visible spot can cut down on constant "what's for dinner" and "when's my soccer game" questions. Kendra set up a magnetic whiteboard in her kitchen. Her kids learned to check it before asking her, and her mornings became smoother without constant schedule confusion. Having everything in one place meant her family could help manage themselves instead of depending on her memory for every detail. Tip 9. Batch similar tasks together. Switching between unrelated tasks drains your focus. Group similar activities like replying to emails, making phone calls, or running errands into dedicated blocks. Maria batched her work emails into 2 30-minute slots each day instead of checking them constantly. She found she could focus more deeply on her main tasks, and her email replies were more thoughtful. The mental relief of not constantly context switching gave her back hours each week. Tip 10. Build in recovery time. Productivity isn't about running at full speed until you collapse. Scheduling short breaks helps you reset mentally and physically so you can sustain your energy. Claire used to work straight through her lunch break every day. She thought it made her more efficient, but really it just made her more exhausted. By simply stepping outside for a 15-minute walk after eating, she returned to her desk more focused and noticed her afternoon headaches disappeared. Tip 11. Delegate without apology. You do not have to do it all. If your partner, older kids, or coworkers can handle a task, let them. Delegation is not weakness, it's leadership. Yara involved her 10-year-old in folding laundry and setting the dinner table. Not only did it save her time, it also taught her daughter responsibility. At work, she began delegating more admin tasks to her assistant, which freed her to focus on strategic projects. Tip 12. Keep your workspace clear. A cluttered space creates a cluttered mind. Taking 5 minutes at the end of the day to reset your workspace can make it easier to dive in the next morning. Sandra used to waste 10 minutes each morning just finding her notes from the day before. Once she started clearing her desk every evening, she could start each day with clarity. Over time, that small habit made her mornings calmer and more productive. Tip 13. Set boundaries with technology. Constant notifications fracture your attention. Decide when and how you'll engage with your devices and stick to it. Layla stopped checking work emails after 7 p.m. Her evenings became more restful, and she noticed she was more productive during actual work hours. Setting her phone to Do Not Disturb during family dinners helped her be more present with her kids, which made her evenings more meaningful. Tip 14. Protect your sleep. You can't be productive if you're exhausted. Aim for a consistent bedtime and create a wind-down routine that helps you relax. Tanya swapped late-night scrolling for reading a novel before bed. She fell asleep faster and felt more energized during the day. When she started treating sleep as a non-negotiable part of her productivity plan, her mood, patience, and efficiency all improved. Tip 15. Celebrate small wins. Recognizing your progress keeps you motivated. At the end of each week, jot down 3 things you accomplished, no matter how small. Luz kept a win journal on her nightstand. On tough days, she'd flip through it to remind herself of everything she'd already achieved. Celebrating small wins reminded her that even on messy, imperfect weeks, she was still making progress. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most without sacrificing your well-being. As a working mom, you carry a lot, but with the right systems and mindset, you can create space for both your career and your family. If you found these tips helpful, I've put together more resources just for working moms who want to be productive without burning out. Click the link in the description to get them and start building a life that feels balanced, purposeful, and full of energy.